Hey everyone, so in this video I just wanted to do a quick update concerning KenShape. KenShape is a recently released 3D modeling application. It's very easy to use, but based on some of the feedback from the developer, I'm getting the sense that this will not be as useful as I hoped it would be. And I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. This is a very inexpensive application. It's only $4 USD, so you can only expect just so much. But for those of you who are hoping this to be like a more serious development tool, I'm not certain if we'll get there. So let's look at the feature and then look at what he said. So let's start a new project and then we'll just draw a line. Okay, so the first step is you draw. The second step is depth. Well, here's the thing. Say you choose 8. That means it extrudes that block out 8. But here's the problem. Because it's symmetrical, it extrudes out in both directions. Many objects do not extrude in both directions in a symmetrical manner. So say you wanted this to be a table. Let's go back to drawing. We'll just make this, say, the tabletop. We'll go back to depth. We'll change that back to a 1. And then the 4 corners of the legs, no good because they're extruded above the tabletop. So you'd say, okay, well, maybe you can draw it from the side. That wouldn't work either. So let's erase these, and that's just a right click to erase. And we'll have the legs inset like that. All right. Well, again, you would extrude out. So you go to depth and you extrude out, say, the whole tabletop. But here's the problem. As you can see, there's no way to create a second leg. You can make these, wider. So maybe a little bit more like a picnic table. But if you're looking for just like a simple table that has 4 legs, you can't do it. There's no way to then subdivide this. So you literally cannot make certain types of shapes. So like a 4-legged table, a 4-legged chair, anything with that type of design. Anything where the above what you're drawing and below what you're drawing, if they're not the same, then you can't draw the shape because, as I've mentioned before, what you're effectively doing, you're drawing the center plane. And generally speaking, it's the vertical center plane. Because if you come back to this drawing, that's effectively what we did. This is a vertical slice, and it's the center plane, and you're extruding out. So because of that, there are a lot of shapes that you really effectively cannot draw. Now, if you're just looking for placeholder graphics, you're not going to care. That's fine. But if you're thinking that maybe this would get you into like low poly game design, you're going to have a lot of stylistic compromises you're going to have to make because maybe you just want a certain object to look a certain way, and this tool just won't let you do that. Now, I'm not trying to run down this tool. Like I said, it's great. It's only $4 USD, so you can only expect just so much. But I firmly believe that what was inherently a niche product is really going to be relegated to being a novelty. So I'm seeing this less as a game design tool and more as kind of just a simple paint program, maybe for kids. So someone who is dabbling and you want them to have the fun of 2D to 3D, and this literally bridges that gap. So that certainly is a great step and might be good for new young artists. But I don't think that this is going to be, unless something changes, a really serious tool even for indie developers, because the moment you close out this application because you have to go to a different application to do a 3D model there, it begs the question, well, why don't you just use that one instead of this one? So we'll see what the developer does, but the main reason why I decided to bring this up is because I've been reading the devlog, and one of the people who made a post, they were a bit pushy, I have to admit, and they said that they really wanted to be able to extrude out in one direction. And the dev made it very clear that that was never the intention. So people like me, as well as clearly other people who had posted, that we seem to think that this depth was iterative, that this wasn't meant to be the final form. But from what he's saying, that being able to do a one directional extrusion never seemed to be the intention. So it's not like this was meant to be iterative, that no, they didn't intend for you to be extrude in one direction. And again, not a criticism. They have the right to do that. It's their tool. And I think it's great that they set expectation. That way we're not waiting for this tool to do something that it's not meant to. So who knows? Maybe they'll change their mind. This is only version 1.1. They've built up other tools over an extended period of time, so the developer could have a change of heart. But I think it's important that since he gave clarity, that I should communicate that clarity out as well. That as it stands, based on his comments, he doesn't seem to intend to have one directional extrusion. So as I said, I think that this makes it more of less of a tool and more of a novelty. So rather than a niche project, more of a novelty paint program, again, maybe for kids or something like that. Again, the price point is great. The ease of use is great. So maybe for young kids, this would be good. But if you're looking for another tool for your toolkit to make to be a dev tool for your game that you're working on, I'm not sure if it's really that great. Yes, you can bang out some quick shapes really easy, but there's a lot of ways to do that now. And I don't think you would be able to then nudge your way using this to get into, say, maybe low poly. Your final graphics are low poly. I don't think this would get you there because there'd be so many stylistic compromises that you would have to make it work. And there's already other voxel-based 3D models like this Magical Voxel. So there's that. I have some tutorials about that. That takes certainly more work, but that's because there's more versatility. You could draw a table, a four-legged table, without issue in minutes. And you have the ability to extrude out much bigger, and you have the ability to use many more colors. So certainly going to keep an eye on this since I purchased it. I'll get the updates when it updates, as well as the notes. So I'll certainly keep you, I'll let you know when anything has happened. But at this moment, it looks like that this is going to be more of a novelty rather than a more serious development toy. And by serious, again, I'm not talking about price. I just mean for versatility. How much this can do for you. Okay, so I hope you found this useful. Let me know, and please enjoy the rest of your day.